So the Indiana Fever were victims of the dark arts today. They were victims of the dark arts, or yesterday, by the Golden State Valkyries. And it is a frustrating one, but it sometimes works. It sometimes works. And obviously Aliyah Boston was not happy. In her post-game press conference, she basically as much as said, yeah, well, they tricked the refs. Fair play to them. They tricked the refs. Which that is the case. That is what they did. Their goal was, we are going to do all of the dark arts. We're going to shove on every rebound. If you are boxing her out, we're going to push on every rebound. We're going to hand check on every possession. We're going to be extra physical. It was one of these things where they came out in this game and was like, we are going to make the referees have to ref the game. And the referees did not ref the game. And the Fever were soft. I cannot stress it enough. The Fever were soft. But, big but, Aliyah Boston stays in this game, they might win. Like, Amihare is literally she just flopped. She flopped the entire game. It was the most shameless thing I've ever seen. So Aliyah gets called for that. And then Amihare, like Aliyah doesn't go near her here. Amihare just, like, flops. This is just fighting for post position. Veronica Burton's there laughing. She's there laughing. Like, that's another flop. And this is even the worst of them. Like, Amihare might as well just be known as the fish from now on. That is her nickname. Because this is the most ridiculous one I've ever seen. Like, this is one of the flops of the season. Like, that's one of the worst flops ever. And the referees called it a foul. And the commentators were like, that's definitely an offensive foul. Aliyah definitely fouled her. There's no point in challenging that. Like, Aliyah got called for 3 offensive fouls because the same player flailed every single time. And the worst part is that Caitlin does the same thing and it's not called. So Caitlin's getting posted up by Ceci Zandalcini. And Caitlin goes, and this is a shameless flop from Caitlin Clark. This is shameless. As soon as she sees the arm extend, this is shameless flopping. In Europe, that's a tech. In Europe, that is a tech. That is shameless flopping from Caitlin. But I like how CC flops to show they aren't calling the game the same boat ends and gets them throw record breaking full court pass. Oh, is that when she? Yeah, that's the pass to for the record. But like, Caitlin Clark went out of her way to shamelessly flop because Amihare was shamelessly flopping. This was a clear flop by Caitlin. The referees made the right call by not calling it, but you've got to call it on both ends. You have got to call it on both ends. And that is the big problem. What happened yesterday? That is the big problem. Is that the Valkyries just went out and flopped. The Valkyries, like a big reason why the Valkyries took control of that game was because Aliyah Boston got no rhythm. Like, they were literally out here. They were out here flopping and everything. And Aliyah Boston said it right. She said it right that they tricked the referees. They tricked the refs, and the Valkyries, look, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Like, this is outrageous flopping. And I can't say, oh, like, I lose respect for someone for flopping. Because I don't. You play what the referees are going to give you. It was unfortunate that the referees only called flopping one way. It was unfortunate that flopping was only called one way by the referees. And it was, like, the Indiana Fever, Aliyah Boston picked up 3 fouls herself for flopping. By herself. She picked up 3 fouls for flopping. Like, it was a all-time flop contender. She was, and by the way, Aliyah called for 2 of hers from flops in the restricted area. Like, she's in the restricted area, moving her feet, and then flopped. And it just jumps backwards like a fish. And, like, that's the thing where it's like, it's not called both ways. And again, Kelsey Mitchell got dragged to the ground and somebody else just fell down with her. And it was called as a flop. It was called as a flop. Like, I genuinely am very, very confused at what these referees were seeing. And they just fucked it. They fucked it. Like, that's the only way of saying it. Like, if you've ever refereed basketball, and you've ever refereed, and like even when KK swatted Amihare, KK swatted a Mehair, and a Mehair lands and it just jumps on the ground. Like, she was out there flopping like Adrian. And if you guys don't know who Adrian is, he used to play for Leeds, but he is most known for his dive. Let's get this on YouTube. Let's take a look at this. This is Adrian. Like the worst dive of all time. And she was out here like it was embarrassing, some of the flopping. It was absolutely embarrassing. But it worked. It worked. And I use the word embarrassing, but like Caitlin Clark's flop was equally as embarrassing because she was just trying to win the game. So look, you don't hate the player, you hate the game. You don't hate Natalie Nakase for coming out and saying, we are going to, on the defensive end, we're going to be as physical as possible. If at any stage it looks like you're about to get caught out, flop. And go out of your way to, on the offensive end, just go head down and try to draw some fouls. It's one of those things where Nakase outcoached Stephanie White. This is the worst Stephanie White's ever been outcoached as a member of the Fever. Like, I still also don't know if Stephanie White made no adjustments. Like, as this is all happening, Stephanie White didn't even take a Becky Hammond tech. Like Stephanie White should have taken a Becky Hammond tech. But again, like, not saying Stephanie White tried to lose the game. She didn't make any attempt to win the game. It was all, Stephanie White basically was just like, it's on you. It's on you and you alone as players. Like, to say the word didn't coach is probably the right example I would use for Steph White yesterday. Like, I don't think she really coached that game. So I don't think you can really blame Stephanie White's tactics or anything. When I actually just don't. I think they just winged it. But yeah, look, I would say absolutely shameless and embarrassing performance from the Valkyries, but it's on the refs more than anything. Like, if the refs don't call that, if the refs don't call those couple of bullshit offensive fouls on Aliyah, and the refs don't let Veronica Burton from minute one hand check Caitlin Clark the whole way down the floor, the game becomes different. The problem is that the aggression from the Valks got higher and higher as the game went on, and the refs allowed more and more aggression. They didn't let the Fever be aggressive, and the Valks realized we can just keep flopping. But I'll say it, a disappointing game all around, and just a really poor performance from the refs. And I'm going to be real, when they look back on this performance, they're going to be like, damn, we fell for it. I don't think it would happen again. But look, the home crowd really affected the refs. Like, it was a hostile crowd. They were absolutely, like, every time Caitlin touched the ball, she got booed. It is one of those things. It's one of those things genuinely, where, like, I do feel like in a playoff situation, the Fever are more prepared for that. The refs are more prepared for that. And I think they let the hostile home crowd completely affect how they ref the game, and it fucked Indiana. But look, at the same time, that's what the crowd's there for. They're supposed to be your sixth man. And I wish the Fever had a home court advantage a bit like the Valkyries do. Fever, I wouldn't say the Fever have any home court advantage right now.